wHm.
Aye, with me. Yeah, she has a meeting. We're the one we're talking about in the theater.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to that concert? Happening again? Some concert.
Oh, right. Is it tonight?
I think so. I was told there's something going on today.
But we'll video on camera. Aye, the person. Aye. Wait. I will ask you. Video na minute or two. But I know it's a video bedroom. I want me on camera. Video bedroom. I want me on camera.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
So I just got done writing an article and it was accepted. So in the beginning of the article, I wanted to write the person's name who is deceased and in Medu Lecture, and I use a lot of Medu Lecture in the article. So I referred to it and I said Ma'akeru. So Ma'akeru is true of voice. It's here Ma'akeru. Ma'akeru will be a dinokre. Someone who is true, who does the truth. Heru, which is any, now the dinokre. So the true of voice. And the assembly says, so Obi-Wa, after they just say, or can Ma'atun some Bako Adriana Muno. So someone dies, they have to be able to say all 42 of these declarations of Ma'at. Now, which me, I should say, and you are dinokre, one nick, na dinokre. And if you can do it, means that you are true of voice. And see the best me draw and also every time. Do a Jeremy Kikongo, Casa Mede, Kikongo, natural way, Medunecha. Akan any Yoruba, Mekafa, winning out. Did you a Jeremy Kikongo? No. So I'm using Akan, Yoruba, I'm using Kikongo, I'm using Medunecha in the article. Did you a Jeremy Kikongo, Makababy? So the one who taught me Kikongo has passed away. And see me, I said, Medesa, winning out. So I'm using this in order to thank you. This article is dedicated to the loving memory of my late Kikongo teacher, Nkulu Kimbwandinde Kiabunseki Fukiao, Ma'akeru. So Ma'akeru is when someone's passed away, you're saying that they've been, I think we mentioned this, vindicated, justified, that they were true of voice.
Very much on us in trial, say, determinatives. Say, we are going to say no idea. We don't show you in the NHS, say no idea.
David, we are in the awesome. Na namu Theophilo Benga na wakase tama to say India so call Nkrati and I say for baby or more or enemy say original Sumpiso stand on this platform. Now wakase tama I will I say no you said that platform is like what you see here, this Maha. Or say, or can be so to say, dear children, Corena, a fucking I so at the castle. And see, I know you are doing for prayer. Also, and also a children Ma'a, Sa and me, I am Ma'a. And see, Ma'a, a big hero, a children and me. And me. So was everyone able to download or access the folder?
sent on the
Dropbox folder?
Dropbox.
Alright.
Yeah, I did, but
You weren't able to.
when I was opening it, he said I had to recharge my account. Yeah.
You should be able to
I had
just
to
log
pay
in.
to access it.
Oh, it's free up to a point.
Yeah.
But you must be past that point.
Now they said, yes, now they said my space is full.
So one thing that I do, or what I've done, I have about 19 gigabytes of free space. Because what I would do is, if you invite someone, or at one point if you added it on another phone, so I use all those things to get free space. But what I can do, I can also put it into, or I can change this and put it into a Google Drive account. You have that one? Okay, so we'll do that. But if there's anything that you can't access, either let y'all know or let me know, and then we'll move forward with it. And do you want to know to be kind? Who was able to read? Of ID kind, the first chapter.
Oh, yeah.
What's your meant to say?
I think what's that about me, I can't.
No, because I may you on soccer. We're not at test time yet. We won't have you do a test before we show you some things. That wouldn't be fair.
And Pachanka, person, more info, meditation, I can say, one, like, good to show research as well.
Well, yeah, what we're going to do is that BBI won't be a metro choir which we kind. So, ABI and some for you more on just here. Metro senior, you see, we never in here as a Chelsea. So, what I'll say is that what I want to show you is how to read whatever the thing is. It's a way. Palermo stone. Ta. His. Inet. Ank. Sick. We night and just much about the Bama. Ha, apim, penu, pensan, penan, penu, pensian, penson, penson, ka, cat, we are car, we are back. Iti, Sera Mocano, iti, Mayan, Conamental Senia, you see which way I see. So I got with me the money in my tree. I will be also for money.
You set it up.
I actually Kwame, I will Gmail.
Say, you treat two ways.
But what kind of as a children?
I'm more interested in what's your honor.
But I know in Chassa, you know, what was the year? Can you say land of the blacks, but you should be here.
Yeah, he came in and you know, I'm patcher say Nubia phobia.
Yeah.
He's an patcher, land of the blacks, and know your chemist. It's a wobber, the Sawu, a moon symphony. Inti or the Manamiana Metronomia, Intiana. Inti Marian call in Homonum, what the Mariana, your hair, and also. Inti Manka, Manko Homonum. So let's go into the text. Did we say, I'm say, you share, now what your chairman, we, as I your petrol. So this is is also the owl.
But also, the present is petrol.
Petrol. Oh, petrol, yeah, no. It's what we have, more Jesus. Into my personal BA, so Jesus now, one throw away. BBI, I am the natural woman, the person more Muslim to throw. I win. Coach Jesus, J. Sesh, C. A. Is it?
But so, what's your self-line?
I know their name, they know your media. IS, say IS, yeah. So, who we are? Not so, we are talking. Any so the is here. You go into the bird section. I feel we say for G Dunson, so G17. I feel so when you figure out why you will craft on this one. So if you don't have the laptop, you can just do it on your paper. This is Bamana ID kind A1. We are no into what we call and you heard via near her. Into what we have, who says our there our fun. So what I say? They are also doing back on D21. The word here our fun. It is a person about 15 to say. Format, center small size, a Honda and band 15. Until you know her size. Any way do 9 W14. I actually said come for. She said, what come for? We and I said, we not come for. This I this a way I also do 9. I feel won't say I see how no. Hope I just say I'm not. Now we'll be home. So here you see that if it's the mouth, we'll be home since I never I shall see on. I just said I'm on and I can watch them. So you see that one line underneath is called a stroke determinative. That means that exactly what I'm talking about, what you see is what you get. If it looks like a mouth, that's what I mean as a mouth. It's not just the sound value. And yet, in Indian point. Nti ɛno yɛ nti my sound call. Now say the meaning said a day aduonu baako. So as I know it's D21 and here said me ko hwehwe wa ha. Bi mi tworo ati ha say day aduonu baako. Na de na ba. Happy the constants and then I go down to the strokes. Z kind any. So it's Z1 or Z1. Now we will say I had here now it was in so if you look you see that the mouth is over top of the stroke until you then in my way and see so you will acquire me know to be fast. So there are two different ways to get it to stack up like that. But when it said we baha group vertically, we didn't see it. Now so you won't say CP. Now over here, now osi prenu. So if you look here, there's a semicolon. And he said, "We you feel more? I won't say back or the young couldn't change." Now so what did osi prenu? Chemoa. That's what I said. Back over go back. And see where I tell I know. I think there was Theophile Obenga or should I say, Ocean Abibikasa Bibri, to have a book by Theophile Obenga, which says if you look at various African languages, I know a bear ro, and I said no, and I said lo, and see a ro, when and then I will, I remember in any idiom. So you say all of those sounds are very close in terms of where you would articulate them. The the o, and see, and then I just say, yeah. So that shows you how the sounds have changed over time. But this one is an approximation that they think that at one point in time it may have been a or something close to it.
But may abane dance in which one actually
Which is
abane dance.
Yeah, instance I need. So that's just a line. That idea. I chiramu achira said the omo and him and one. So who say Obama me casafa Obama? Who say Oba me casafa Obama? Who say I am no. There is a to the bia are not now to me, you know, Oma call we ho. What you say? Call Kimmit ho, call baby ho. What you say? So there are certain times that the can just have a function, right? He casamra. So it's just serving a grammatical function. So when you see that it could be going towards something, it could have anything like that, or it could be part of a name, like Rin. I think we were looking at this before. When we see that, Dean, where where what about you more? Dean. So this is ring to honor. So it's ring, but you see like in languages like G, it becomes Dean. Right?
That's a name.
Name, yeah. And it means the same thing. So ring at that time is Dean at this time. So there are certain times it's just the sound, so it doesn't necessarily mean name, mouth or something like this. So but when you see that stroke underneath it, it means what I mean is mouth. I don't mean go to, I don't mean the sound I mean mouth. These are not such
I should not impact instance I says in our video
yeah. Until Z. ID kind.
But the actually Senabekan, there is
wait. When you cherish Bakuba. So now I'm my interest will be and see my person get share interest woman in my I was with you and yeah, as in point. Also what car mirror his sir.
kind of like mirror.
Yes, sir. Now, Yamasa to the beer and yet, the secretary now, so I bet me up wow. I'm our kai. And she said, we are some form power, make I say any engineer, Sadia and home bread, one way. Now, I don't have my kai. So, usually I tell people like something like that if it's something that seems similar, like even this can be a mnemonic device, right? So, anything that can help you remember in any language that you know, bring it to bear. And you'll be now with you now, because if you want to meet in Venus out. There's nobody who's going to arrest you and say, no, you can't think about it like that or remember it like that. See, I know that's everyone.
I'm saying, about the down.
You are saying that? Yeah. And see, what about her? Who said, which mean call her a cool balcony, balcony. So, person we in Tamwa, which mean, Chesso, G, Control G. Right? Now, and on that, imagine a content. So, share ABI, let me share winning answer so I can highlight all of these. After you with me, yeah, Chesso, G, and then I can do Control G. And now all of them are stacked. Now you can't even see what it is anymore. Now, so the amount of Chesso, but if from what, that be P. Me aussi preno is how you say semicolon, and puis me no free moi on also be p. Me on also free moi on also be p. So as I remove the semicolons, you see each one comes out. Back to how we started before. Ansana join we. We has a hinabi, and I say if I said 12, a 12 tintin, also a hina to tell hina. Actually, in Kamfu. It's our own words and for if I can come from. You usually see it in words that have something to do with praising. And the mind call and simple I said you know, let's go to the dictionary. I feel you ever share hey, look for HS. Looking for that particular jug or pot. So you see it in this one to be cold. So here you see the H in front, then you see that pot, you see this on the end. So all of it is H. So you see it here, water jar, right? H to be cold. See, this is what I was talking about. So you see it in H to praise, the set favor or praise, the set minstrel. So it's like Obia or Kamfo. Hey, why are you or Kamfo? So somebody who praises. Hasi, favored one or praised one. See, it's our own walk, Yamabisa. Hasi, favored one, praised one. And see, it's our, that's a Kahwasan.
If you are
it could be either one of those. It could either be that alone is a word, or it could be it's just sounds that would have to attach to something else to make a real word. So certain times it could be a standalone, other times it could be part. So for a man, you see The man can either mean me or I. It can also mean man. When it means man, then it's right. So if you look here, let's find man. So we need man alone that's giving me all types of man. So this is man, someone, anyone, no one, man of rank. So by itself. Now I know such as Obama, so it just means to say like Obama. It sounds to me to we. So yeah, to me it's answer. So it can have this door bolt over top a crab. And yes, when so I feel since I name. And then you see the stroke determinative, and it means exactly what you see before is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a man. Look at the man. That's all it means. I feel that my way. I have been roasting since the beginning of time. Good. So if you are, if you do a drawing of the owl and then you put the stroke after it, means that what I'm talking about is an owl. I don't mean So can be inside. It could be by means of. It could have all these grammatical functions. And so as soon as you see that stroke, it lets you know that it's not all of those other things. It's just a verb. I think we started off and we got up to this point last time. You, where e, where then, woo, you, right? It's Mariano. E, trees and plants. It's a E, Ave, U, you will call normal. So then you go to birds. Get at your name answer. G43. And then you. Ave will home beama. I decay. Kono. You. And all natural me. So when you see there when one natural me, we naturally say Okasamu, Tito not from Casa, na ebaba, na from Casa, Mensume Kamubi. Sa you. So she's asking what the you is. Usually it introduces a statement, and it can be in the past tense or it can be a statement in which I'm talking about something which I was involved in that happened in the past. So when you see this "you" at the front, you know, all right, here's a statement that's about to come, out. I feel there, we E, actually said me, I, her, you will call on the padria, they are to some, D to her, and I who are. So when you just see it, you know somebody's face. And see when you say, okay, parts of the human body is there. you have to look. It's part of the human body, that's why I need to look. Then when you see it, then you can, check it out and find out what it is. I feel instance I mean, and then the stroke, Z decan, C1. Now the senior who said we will now we shall see it. So you see on the original one, the head is over top of the stroke. How would I get them to come together?
Highlight, go to group manipulation, and then choose vertical.
So that's one of the ways that we can do it, right? So you go to group manipulation, you group them vertically. At the forefront, some can be part. So if I want between Baha and Mima to see Prenuba, I feel and also never come. Another way is I can come down to where I have the M17 G43. I put the semicolon in. As soon as I do that, it'll automatically do that. And now between call Sheso G, or I can go to Control G. When I do that, that can also do the same thing. So it gives you various ways to do it. Whatever helps your workflow, whatever you find easy. We're not done for a moment. And if I start point whistle down. As you get, as you come to do it more, you'll find ways that are easier for you. The her actually said Uguso ya bibi. Uguso ya bibi. So he says her, it means something that you are in the process of doing. I feel when that way they are petrol. How do you actually say move no side again? You saw what side you know. Until you call Gay Johnson. So we go to G17. Here the isn't for inside, it's part of this word muck, which is to roast, right? If it was standing by itself, it would have that grammatical meaning, but here it's actually part of the word, right? Now, you need to chemwa what titikatumwa actually say a honor and was a shasina on after you need or quiet demona and so when you look at the original text, there's not a marker there or something that lets you know this is where one word begins or one word ends. But over time, you come to realize, okay, here this isn't standing alone as part of this, to throw, like to roll something. I feel so you see the is the But I'll put me in the money, and I'll be so. Which way the money now?
We new routine. I feel no me set it up.
Yeah. I feel so. I have pimpy, and that's a conco. So here is a hill, and the sky, earth, water. Also, as I say, it's you. Now, so what name say I know, we're waiting about as you. Now, if you don't know that it's a hill, you come down to low, narrow sides. Because you just see it's a small thing, so you'll look in here and say, okay, where is it, where is it, where is it? And then that's where you'll see it. Once you see it's Aduno and Kron, when you see that 29, you can go back and say, well, what's the group? And you say, okay, that's what it is. Sky, earth, water. It must be a hill or something. Pepo anase, Koko anase, Pempe. After you must say, we see, so. But here you see that this one is over there, it's the Yimra muck to roast, right? So right now what we have is, I've been on roasting, like I've been in the process of roasting, right? And then we come here, jerk, actually say ifri, jerk. 36. So trees and plants. This is a clump of papyrus. So 36. J. Her. On n'est pas du So since. So I've been on roasting since. Me tuto ifri. Now me tuto ifri. Pat. It's you know on the man. And then pat. If you answer Sabra, you have kete. So before that one comes, you have the kete, which is a puff sound. Right? So kete is, what do you call that? A mat. Domestic and funerary furniture. Q. Just me and some. Q3. Just to break up the monotony, I'll play a little bit of African music if you all don't mind. So today we've been in Mali and Guinea, so we'll stay there. So Q3 G40, right? Let's do this. Maya say, answer twaso before we continue. The person So before we continue, I want someone to come up to the board and draw the very first letter, the E. So we have a volunteer for the U, the second one. So I'll do it one at a time. Na fi wo extra no se e ba si e ko soro ko ba So this means a statement, usually past tense, is about to come. E, actually me. So now we need someone to draw the little man, which is I. Does anyone have an art background? I'll do a while on my Does there anyone who has any art background? But They were a microphone, so Mama Benza.
The childing annals of the Nubian king. But
one or three.
We said, in Bangladesh,
her, naturally said, so, it is so. The Tiffy, it is a few words, a Tiffy, with 3, the Tiffy. I get a volunteer for that. Say a bite, I feel the entry of Bama interest in me. See, I did Bakuna now, so you did you do who came up first? Your boy and someone when you want to know your boy. I think,
I shall say no, I say
no cremo, I tried so, be so. And so, is that a problem also, way so, her.
That looks like a cartoon. 1 hour.
I see some are going for the easy ones. The low hanging fruit. Yeah. Jerk. 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 You know, I jerk. when Kwan and Jerk. What I say? When Kwan and Jerk means they are and Bata Wimo. What I say? You did it in a place where you already have an yeah. Oh. Bueno, usa the side of that. And you, my embrace rock across, you said, the TV and I'm putting out to say, it's young. Embo is a man. Ha. Oh, you boy is a man. Stop forward there, me home with that. I have personal phone. This is a very serious book. Alright, let's get pop. Now let me show you something. There's another shortcut. Brad means that we are pat. So I know that this is pat. I know that it's antiquity, ancient times, anything like that. And so let me come here to the dictionary. I'm going to share antiquity. Then ancient. Oh, so this is what we're looking for. So primacy, ancient family. Let's go back. And,
And quite Java, or you gave you a much of pop demon.
oh, yeah.
And this. So, you have back to a one or much of demon.
In just a time, can you?
The ones are part of pop.
Aye. Sitting here, see how I was
The
in.
picture,
Aye.
you say much of the demon. That's
Aye. So what we got? Ehana Yewa, primeval, man of ancient family, primeval. And see, we will say Q3, G40, G1, X1, Z4, X6. Where Quantia? This is a shortcut. And see, what we're waiting for you, you'll just copy all of this. Now, after you won't say there, I will have say, and yet you know they won't. Now, so dear woman, you will to mount Papa de or so let me remove what's here. Now I come here, I control paste. Now I have my pot. Right? And then here I send me share, oh, we want here, I want here, be want here. So I don't have to look for everything. I can just go straight to the dictionary. All of those codes will just spit it right out for me. Now, so you will say, I will have say, this is an a phonetic complement. Now, so you will say, I will wait more. Sa and any ho. Until you bet me up and know if you want. No, be so that should be G1. Leave from one. Now, so much as it. So you see, so this is just a shortcut way to do it. After you was where Z, I toss on 9, you need and not I will wait more. And you will say, I told the beer, Senia and probably draw, so Sonia will maybe draw be I will wait to say, once a week be I will wait to say. You see, there are variations on the spelling. I told the beer, a Hofinti, now you're trying to tear, and yet be another community, now you're trying to tear. So you see, sometimes it's because of aesthetic concerns that sometimes things will be abbreviated or done in a different way. The second line has an example of that we're about to see, right? And see, sa e and the hop, and see every year no floor. Now, so you will say do and the drone home, but you see that the plural marker is here, and see another you say about, and since I'm in so that's his 3 strokes. And see, another Bahasi. So the this should be something like a kiln. Let me see. X6. Loaves and cakes. So it's a type of bread, a type of loaf. X6. And see, we now a bit that so. And see, some person me no call back also. Just said she share no. So if I want 2 to go on top of a third one, I have to link those 2 first. And see, group horizontally. She so hit group Control H. So now they're linked together. Now right here you don't see any difference. It looks the same. Now so group vertically. I feel but that's only because I grouped them horizontally before, those 2 horizontally before. Now I can put both of those 2 onto the other one, vertical. And see, I feel we are pots, ancient towns, titi pa, pots. So it just seems similar, but you can use that to remember. If you want to think, okay, what is that word pot? Oh, it's titipa. Very ancient times, right? So that is just a game. It's not, that really isn't linked to that one. If you went out and said, oh, titipa comes from pots, people will look at you like you're crazy. But it's just something that you do for yourself to help you remember. It may actually be that, but I doubt it. But there are some that are definitely linked. You understand? But all of these things are things that you can do to help yourself remember. So any word, this is another thing, if whatever language you know, you can use it to remember Medunecha. So you can think, oh, I went to a place, some ruins, and I saw an old pot. You know the word English pot. So it's an ancient pot. So anytime you see the word pot, you think, oh, this is an old pot. And then thinking, what was pot? Oh, yeah. So these are things that you do to help yourself remember. And if you want to know which role, and when we're writing Medunecha, like let's say I'm going to use this in a book or something, I always write it as it appears in the original text, not as the dictionary one is. So a dictionary is one of several variants, but you always stick to exactly how you saw it in the original text. Bodo, and I say pano, and I say dokono. Pano ritual. So we need this ball of kinky. What I want to do as we're going along, I want us to start working on, I want us to write out the uniliterals, that's what we call the alphabet. I want you to write those out, and I'll show you just techniques for how to do it in a very simple way, where it looks like what it is. It made me hungry. I feel since I named and then the 3 strokes went away. Who said one more one That is a loaf of bread. Titi something.
Say, I don't find now.
Say, who share and on one, a bear, say, and on one, or why I try what the Buddha. Now, so your home, I want Titi some, and see what we are. Party, primeval, deity, man of ancient family, primeval, ancient, and see, now so we're here, a hot pot, cake, or loaf used in offerings. Now, there may be something to do with offerings in ancient times. There may be some type of semantic link there. Interesting if you want. We na yedema atitifor. We na yedema atitibosom. We na yedema. So you see it in the word for ancient times, but then you also see it here as a determinative for cake or loaf that's used in offerings. So we have so far our entire first line. This thing that looked like pictures, you all just wrote your first sentence, or yeah, that's a sentence. I've been roasting since the beginning of time. When? Yeah, those are just individual letters and words. So it's not, that one isn't your first sentence, that's your first individual words. Also, we kasamu. But this is a real sentence, you've made your first sentence. And now we're going to, the beginning of time. Now the thing I like about this is that this teaches you about offerings and formulas to Asar and other things, so it has a spiritual dimension. I like that about this book. What I don't like is that some of this stuff is kind of random. Like we could be talking about when the Africans defended ourselves against the Hyksos and use that as an example. So, you know, if I was selecting stuff, I would keep in the stuff about Asar, about the festivals and all these things, because it helps you understand the culture, the offerings, the libations, the sacrifices, things that you see right now. But some of it, I'll go, let's put in when we defeated the Hyksos. Let's put in when we, you know, did this, when we invented this. So one of the texts that we have is African Philosophy, the Pharaonic Period by Theophilo Benga. It's ever written. I don't give praises like that, but that's excellent. because what it does, it gives sample text of every single aspect of life in Kemet. So mathematics, it gives the medunature or trosinia medunature sitre. Afi o man trasie, afi o kasafa. Inti eno anobo. So he does that for mathematics. Afi ayarsa. Then he comes to medicine. Oma insheswobi tetisem sana yidrono. Wina sitre. Afi maminya intellectual. So he does that for every single aspect of everything. Atitisem, abakosem, so he does that for, ideas about creation, about history, about every single aspect. So it's a huge book. Off the top of my head, something like somewhere between 400 and 600 pages. But it's extremely good for that. So like the examples that he uses there that are really, there to help you understand it, I would use, if I'm doing an introductory book, I might as well be teaching you that as, you're learning how to read and write and these other things. But the way it's set up, they choose specific ones that help you understand grammatical points and other things. Alright, so afi negation. So in middle nature you negate by if you know chi, nko, ma. So the same thing. So this is parts of the human body, and we're looking for a shrug like this. This is negation. So from here is not D35, D and just a num. So that's negation. Now here we have ma, but if you are familiar with reading Medu Neter, woman who said Nenimna ekre echi. But if you're familiar with how Medu Neter is written, you'll notice that it's written backwards. And the reason why, and it said in Sanai Woho, is because there's a hand that's coming after. Nafi say Yabashisheni ya, we nanka ebeda and samso. But if we wrote it in the way that it would normally be written, then you would see that this hoe, this sickle, is over top of the hand. And that we can't do that. So they turned it the other way. Agriculture, crafts, and professions. So, when I am to see, now any never back here.
How did you know that one was a sickle?
Because I've studied it before. You wouldn't know just some. Now, if you look at it, you can be like, okay, it looks like something that you were used to be cutting or something sharp, right? So let's come here. Let's see if we can even get a word. So here, sickle. So the word for sickle has this as the determinative. Ask. Sickle. Ask. To reap. But in this case, I only know that that's sickle because I know the word. And I know that that's used in for to see. I know it's used in for ma'at. I know it's used in other things. And it's interesting. I think Obenga deals with this, or I've heard it somewhere before. The idea about using a sickle or reaping for ma'at is like judging. So you see ma'at having to do with truth, judgment, and all these types of things. One is judging of the time to do it, also judging how you're going to do the cutting. So some of the things are, you would think they're arbitrary, but other things you could have just used to do the ma, like in to see, you could do just the owl, you could do just, the vulture and make that ma, right? But how come we're not going to use that and that? Why are we deciding to use a biliteral, So that's some of the thinking that goes into it. Sometimes it jumps out at you the reason why this is what's used. Enti sere mekano seni awuhu ayawo and woman sanso na wobetro. So as I mentioned before, just how you see it in the original text, that's how you're going to write your own, right? So because here it's backwards, we're going to make it backwards. And I did this without showing you, but this is what you do. If you need to do something to manipulate just a sign, reverse the sign, right? So we've reversed it. And what you see here at the bottom is this stroke. If I want to put it back, then I remove the stroke. Some of them are, what is that word? Something like the same way it is coming is the way it's going, like in numbers it's called palindrome. Symmetrical, that's what I'm looking for. So because this one is symmetrical, even if you shift it, you can't see any difference. The beginning is the end. But in this one you can see the difference. So I can either go up to sign, I mean, I said, and I say reverse it, and I said, between my side, or I can put this stroke after. I feel it, I did not have it. And I can shift it that way. Now I feel when we say a knee, and then you see the eye is underneath it. It's a knee, D, I told some 9, D4. I don't know about. Now, many then and then I share. I didn't share. How do I put this underneath? Semicolon. That's the easiest way. Once you get used to it, you'll just be putting semicolons in. Because otherwise, you're clicking, you're dragging, you know what it's going to do. And you have the man. So then you have the man, and you see that the reason why the sickle was turned around, and you see that the reason why the sickle was turned around so that the hand could fit inside there. Otherwise, you'd have the back of the sickle over top of the hand. Or if you try to keep it the way it would normally be, you'd have to have a huge gap in between. And also, Miti. This is the likeness or the image of something. Miti. So this is under vessels, jugs. We Dunkron. W19. Mi. And this is likeness. You see this a lot. Mi Ra. Right? Mi Ra, like the sun. You always talk about Mi Ra. Jet Nehe. Like the sun throughout spatial eternity and temporal eternity. Bebia Afibol. Meet. He Bam. Afe strokes. Instance Animiano. Z. A 9. One over Asiano. So you see now we're getting it and it's looking exactly how it's looking here. Alright? So ma e. So never seen I miti likeness. The image, the similar thing. Miti. So you see this me whenever you're talking about similar things. Seru. And she says we a cradle that is a doorbolt presented to Diano until your call and dying. So we go to buildings, parts of buildings. O and Diasa 9, O34. What's that? You need yeah, I'm not. U Anumaba. I mean, gay, Aduana Miensa. Seru. Seru. Pen. So domestic and funerary furniture. Sky, earth, water. So ma e miti serupen. So never seen I. So this is teaching you the grammar too. So this is teaching you the order that it's coming in. So the negation comes first, the verb comes after that, and then I. And this is where you'll see, if you know other African languages that are like this, it's very easy. So like Wolof is like this, where you'll put the verb first. Dim nafa. So dim is to go, na, that's the I. So you have the verb coming in front of the pronoun. Fa, there. So dim nafa, I went there. So this is what Sir Hunter Joke was doing. Yeah. So you can have VSO structures, you can have also SVO structures, but it depends on how you're phrasing it, that it will change the word order depending on what you want to emphasize mainly and other considerations too. Miti, likeness, serupen. And see, why not be yet? Who will do the negation? Yeah, see. It told be away keke. It told be away keke. It told be a ni bra keke. Ni now in your jibba. So when it's just they both have the same sound, but says he tro, now which was in here. It is a bear, and a bois, and I said, and it said, many shot again. So the sound of those are the same. So bear, so like bear, the sound is the same, but depending on how you write it, lets the person know what it is. Also, how you use it in a sentence will let you know what it is. It said, "Oh, I saw her bear." You'll think about the context and it's, okay, does she have a bear? Or what is it? Right? So the context will also let you know what the thing is. Ma. You're saying ma that you hear in ma'at. Ma. We're well on our way to writing our second sentence. Cover Hakura. Then, so I'm not going to go. Our knee, if you don't let go, our lucky, the one. If you don't let go, kini. Kolosibi. Kini. Maro lela, Dr. Leniba. Ahenu adonum. Ahenu adonum. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, kókan wá ló kókan wá sókè. Wá. Àwa ní ibi dá lákọ̀ méjì nìkan ló wà ń bí kí ó wá sókè méjì nìkan ló wà ń bí wá. Ṣùgbọ́n Muwa. No. Okay. Whatever. Yo. Iti ma yemo yang sama no. When so mana way? Mo. Yemo yang sama. I. Wanda. Mo. Yemo yang sama. Mi. I. Mema out.
So what is he drawing?
Oh no, we are me. Who beside the and then I E. E na I wait. E. I E.
Which one is supposed to be?
Me.
But what is it?
It says it's like this, but it's a jug, like a water jug. So that's why when you come here, you'll see it under vessels of stone and earthenware. And it's, I guess you would see it like a, what do you call that thing? Like a canteen. Yeah, like that. Right. Mo. You want something? So once you know it's a loaf, then you come here, loaves and cakes. Hey, I think E. You see two lines over by Z. You come down to Z. You see, okay, where's my two strokes? You need. Yeah, so it's like one over here. E. Where the head him? Where the head him? Hey, where are you? Mo, I can't. You might get that one. So, you know, actually, me. So she was asking what's the difference between the E that we have here, this man here, and this man there. There's no difference. Both of those are subject pronouns. I is a discrete. We have E. We have E. Now we E. E. Ebra ye the bar. And then read. So when you bring it into like this transliteration script, this one is that, like this. We, not there we. But there are others where it's the exact same sound, but it's different characters in meta-nature that are used for the exact same sound. Yeah. Afi. I know that. Go ahead. Who with me? Move. I love it. Yeah. So this one is the I. This one is the I. You see the pupil inside. This one is the mouth. No, I said ah. Move. Ah. Now, so I told you to be try Lucia. I had to do both of my accounts. U. Mo. Seru. Pa. Where? Pa. Ubiti. Mo. And see, pun X-ray yi this, right? So, so this is statement usually past, usually has to do with something that the speaker is involved in. I, on, mock, roast, jur, since, pot, antiquity, ancient times. Negation, ma, si, I. Hey. Man, can't say for that one.
So you means like past.
Yeah. So you can see it introducing statements, usually past statements that the speaker who is saying it was involved in.
And that's
You and it will introduce a statement, so you'll see that at the beginning of the line. You. So now you know, all right, well, we want to get some type of statement, usually where the speaker is involved, usually something that happened in the past, reporting back something. So negation, ma'a, si, I. It's E, but it's like saying I subject pronoun. Miti, likeness or similar. Seru, goose, pin, this. So when you bring that into modern English, that's where you get this. I've been roasting since the beginning of time, or you could say since antiquity. I've never seen the like of this goose. You're going somebody on. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So you've written now 2 sentences already in Middle Netchin. How do you feel? Do you feel different?
Ready to read an ancient secrets.
There we go. Overwhelmed. Well, I guess that's better than underwhelmed. We'll see if we can get you perfectly whelmed. I don't think that's a real word. So now per, that's house. So it says, how then can hieroglyphs be read to show us something of the sound in an ancient Egyptian word? The easiest way is to see it by looking at a real example. So this sign depicts a schematic house in plan and is used to write the word for house as follows. So this is per. So you see this in per Ankh, house of life, per whatever. You'll see it in words like peret heru, peret im heru, the book of going out, coming forth by day. So that's this next one that we see. So per, find out between house, per.
Oh yeah.
Just open them, just open them. So per. Move. So this is house, per. So put that in your notes. But it's also used in verbs, so it can be either a noun or it can be, or in either case it's a biliteral, 2 sounds in 1 single character. Right? That's what they call a biliteral. So here you're seeing per as a noun. Here you're seeing per as a verb. Per. Who wants to write it?
Going out.
Go out or leave. And this is what we're talking about when we talk about the book of going forth, or they also call coming forth by day. Okay. If anyone wants any vegetarian food, there's some here for $5 CDs. It is a yam ball, a spring roll, and a veggie pot, 5 CDs. You look like this right on time.
Let's go to the sky.
Ama kufansi pra mim. Eu vou te embarcar Smoke, you money someone. This may be one of our best artists in the class. Look at that. Look at them legs. Them legs, you like, yeah. Alright.
Can we see why the mouth means out?
No, this is just the sound. So per is the sound. So here mouth is just mouth. So now you're asking, you have a link between the sound value and this character. So anytime you need to write something with an R, you can use that mouth to write because it has the sound per, right? So it's not specifically mouth means out, it's that it has the sound er. So sometimes when you have that stroke coming after it, it's letting you know this means mouth, right? In other cases, it's just, now you could, if you want to just come up with a mnemonic device to remember it, you can think about epono, right? Or dino ano, like the mouth of the house, the mouth of whatever, and that can help you remember it. Now, whether or not that's a plausible story, you know, it doesn't matter if you're just using it to try to remember what the thing is. But like in lots of African languages, the way to say the door of something or the entrance or portal is to say the mouth. It's like in English, the mouth of the cave, the mouth of whatever. So you can use that to, you know, assist yourself. That's per. But you can also have this go out or leave. You can find the same per in peret in offerings, but they won't write the extra R after. So like in offering formulas, and you'll see this in the book, you'll find where it's even shortened, you know, where it's only the floor plan of the house. You just have to know that, well, the fuller form would have been this one where you'd have the other R, you would have this, you'd have this in front. That's per, and this one is what they call a determinative, right? So it's saying here the per is no longer being used to depict the house, rather the picture is a sound combination. So here, the whole point of even using that is saying that on this basis, hieroglyphs or metanetra can be used to indicate sounds rather than things. So in this case, it's not, you know, indicating either a house or a mouth. It's indicating going out, the verb of going out. Because you say it's like the mouth of the house or whatever you need to do. But here, it's just going into what the sound is and what the verb is. So verb to go out. So here you see that the per, this by itself is the per. This is what they call a phonetic complement. So that's where you have, that's where you have a sound that has the same sound value that comes after something that it has 2 or 3. So per by itself, we could have left it just per, but we can have this complement to complete it and have that. So now we're going to come here to the alphabet, right? I think we discussed this last time, but we didn't get a chance to write it. What I want us to do is write it. Nsaka. Please, you're invited. You don't have to say you're invited in LS. Bamidu. Bamidu. Is that right? Bamidu. Dunu. Ah, Bamidu. Ipe.
Yeah, he's saying, yeah.
Bamidu. Nti hwan na obeye a di kan obeye keme patron bi. So I'll teach you some steps. So here you have what they call the Egyptian vulture. So step one, and do this on your sheets. Come here, you get the front. So I'm teaching you how I was taught, just in terms of a method that makes it quick and also accurate. Here we're going to come with the beak, come over top, and come to the top of the head. It looks similar so far. So compare this one and this one so far. Then we'll come down to the back of the head. And we're going to do the back. Now this back is going to be longer. So very simple, right? Line, line, line. Then we'll come with the wing up to the front, let it make contact, and come all the way down to be folded. The wing is folded. Hey, now we're at. So I do this is my child lock, because I'll be working on a paper and I'm 30 pages into it, and one of my children will come and just and just go. So this is for that. Into weak, and now you come down to the tail, you'll come up to here and make contact. So now we need this leg. We can get it from here, or from here we're going to come from here, that's what I usually do. And then come up and make contact underneath. Now we need the other leg. That's going to be a little bit to the front. That's going to come out somewhere underneath where the wing meets. Here. And that's going to come up now. Now the legs are left, and that's pretty easy. Come down here. Come down here. And a line. We'll give you an eye so that you can see. Is it okay? Does it look similar?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Mine looks more like a parrot.
Yeah, apple. But this is the thing, when you look at the lines, look at what the major lines are. The most difficult ones are the birds, right? At least to start off with. There are things that are much more difficult than birds, where you get to the names of gnomes and stuff like that, where it's multi-layered and all type of stuff. But once you just get it, you see this line, simple, come down, right? Come over the top, the back, the wing. So that's the order of operations. It's like, you know, when you have a children's coloring book or drawing book, it'll have 1 to 2, you know, 3, 4, and it'll just take you through the steps and do the same thing. Oh no, that's why who wants to do the, what they call hermetic closure? But just follow those steps. We can kind of label it. That's better so far. Doesn't that look nice so far? Elle est dure. Beaucoup à 4 beaucoup ìṣẹ́jú bí ọkù ogójì ìṣẹ́jú kí ẹ dúró dè mí. Kí o dúró dè mí. Dúró dè mí. Agogo mẹ́rin. Ṣé mo yẹ sọ́mọ́? I don't know where. Who else wants to? Everyone's going to do it, so don't. we are here.
Yeah.
And we wait for this one too. Much simple, much more simple. So you come here, come around the top. You put this one.
Can you pronounce the third last
Move. Good morning, someone. Eat. I'm counting my other E as part of this one. The main thing is just to make them look similar. Move. Well, Me. Mo. Mo. Anyway. Today, the Adicano, when I'm about to say, have a way, not about. I think Cocorbuti, say a message, we back home, you know, you understand? Anyway, I cry. So in the future, you'll be like, oh, I remember when I was just learning my uniliterals, ha ha ha. Now I'm writing my dissertation in Meduneta.
I'll go back and calculate this.
Fine. Move. Mo.
Chamanian and so which one
I will do
The second one.
it. Calm down.
This
Move. Biaye. They went to say, I'm not back home. Maybe I wish I seen us in your way. And you have advanced. So, the fun will come first. I bring the chief, the chief, that's it, I love it. Venha só cá ela de cá. I know. Move. No. Sanchez Group, because we end up back and No, no, it's not. Who was it? Netiko. I said second. No. Obiai. Everyone's done. Have it online if you because of it. Aye, cool. When so, as I am cool, do you ever say? One year. No. 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 Yeah, just in the book. And 9, if you did to drink the bathroom, so the lower leg. And see, maybe I was just no, maybe she has to walk the team on. And about and 9 also over. See, about TV. Ah, ça, c'est là. Bah, bon. Enfin. So, you know. You know. Bien ça. Café, 9. No. No. No.
Is that a local brand?
No, this is the max. So you'll see it under, should be rope fiber or something. No, under domestic and funerary furniture, it's a max. So Q3. And there's a book that you can download from Library Genesis. I think I gave you that site last week. And it's called Egyptian Grammar. And that's the one that has all the identifications of what this is and orders. So most folks who write on metanetra, deal with metanetra, they follow that type of classification order, including the software, including, this right here. And at the end it says, this is what it is. This is the words that it occurs in. You'll see it here. And these are original text where you'll find it. And the publication where you find the text. So very helpful. No. Yeah. Okay. This is a puff adder. You see, it's a little fun. So we start off at the bottom. So start off at the bottom. So we're going to give it a head. And we're going to have it coming up off the ground slightly. And you have to give a little wiggle to it at the bottom. Right? To the line. Make sure the neck is there. And the wiggle at the bottom. And you come around up top of the head. And then come down. Then you just follow the exact wiggle that you did on the first one, and then come to a close. One here, one here. That's fun. This is a very helpful site. I think I mentioned it, I don't know if I did, pharaoh.se. This is a list of all rulers from ancient Kemet, going from all dynasties, and then also going from time from the archaic period all the way through to the end. And this is helpful as well. As I mentioned, you can just take this, the Neb U4-T, and then when you do that, you just put it inside, and it'll spit out what it's supposed to be. So it has the Nebu that's here. The beak isn't there. That means it's not in the software yet. So you should be able to find this one. This one should be in there as is.
So when it's on the software, what do you do?
You create it. So there's a way to import MetaNetcha. So you come here to import. There's a program called Inkscape. I had to do it for the inscriptions of Winnie because the software didn't have the right seated man with a feather. So I had to take an existing one, go through Inkscape, and then create it, and then I import it to them. Whoop. G5. Oh, I see what it is. So it's that. So it's G5. I think I am about to Alright, let's on this track one. Yeah. So this is what we have for today. This is another resource. And when I first came across this site, I went through every single one, all the rulers from the beginning all the way to the end. And as you do that, you'll be learning grammar, you'll be learning words, you'll be learning vocabulary, all of that. Because, you know, some of the names are the ruler of this, of that, and it has all these things. So it's a very helpful site. Again, it goes straight where you can find it out in the program. This is Seneferu. So that's to cause, Nefer, beautiful, and then U is the plural. So the one who has been made perfect, right? So this is another thing. We'll continue from where we ended off. What I want to do, and this is coming up from next class as I'm seeing how things are going, I want us to focus on writing so everyone gets used to, you know, coming up to the board and then your own notes, you know, getting used to writing with your own hand and developing your MetaNetcha that way. And then from there, that'll give us a much stronger base that we'll, you know, use to approach everything else. So we're still on chapter 1. If you didn't get a chance to read chapter 1, do that. And also work on writing each one of them. So the different characters that you see here, the alphabet, you should try to do each one at least 10 times. Look at the lines that are there and then come up with the method. Stroke 1, stroke 2, conservation of energy. It shouldn't just be, you know, whatever. Where's the stroke at? Where's this stroke at? Where's that stroke? And that's where it'll be very beautiful. Just like your ancestors continued it. Alright. Yo, in here. Lucia. Yes. Alright, that will definitely. Yeah, for the which minimum?
I'll just add it.
And also, over there.
Maybe you go see.
Well, it goes
Yeah,
family, only this identifies as a community, almost a but it goes on the group page, you know how we have things, but then yearly,
What's an itchy? I am an